HubSpot makes impossible growth impossibly easy for their customers. And here's the perfect example. Morehouse College needed to reach new students with fresh, engaging content. But with a massive 900-page website, even the tiniest updates took 30 minutes to publish. Breeze, HubSpot's collection of AI tools, helped them write and optimize their content in a fraction of the time. The results? 30% more page views, and visitors now spend 27% more time on their site. If you're ready for impossible growth like this, you can visit HubSpot.com. Happy Friday, everybody. It's August 1st. I'm John Weigell with Maria Gharib, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. One in 5 Google searches now trigger AI overviews, and when they do, users only click through to the actual website 8% of the time. That's a good way to kill the internet's revenue stream right there. We're witnessing the internet's biggest shift since search began, where AI is essentially becoming the final destination instead of the starting point. So how will that shape the future of the web? We'll get to that in a bit, but first, let's give you the news in business and tech. Kicking us off today, Skechers' new line of kids' shoes have now hidden AirTag compartments so parents can track their whereabouts. That said, AirTags aren't really designed for tracking moving targets. They use Bluetooth to connect other devices but lack built-in GPS, but I'm sure they'll find a way. Next up, earlier this month, Chevron closed its mega deal to buy oil and gas giant Hess. But there's already one part of the business that's headed back into the hands of the Hess family, which is the energy company's famous kid and collector-friendly line of toy trucks, helicopters, airplanes, and space shuttles, and emergency vehicles. The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever, which dates back to 1964. John Hess, formerly the Hess CEO, now a member of Chevron's board, will reacquire the fun part of his family's business along with trademarks tied to the Hess name. Getting to some media news, Fable Studio is debuting its streaming service, Showrunner, today. Subscribers who pay about $10 to $40 a month for credits will be able to generate their own animated scenes or build on existing IPs. For example, CEO Edward Sachi suggested that a partnership with Disney could see subscribers making their own Star Wars stories, characters, and worlds. Great for any fan fiction people out there. And lastly here, after much uncertainty and issues everywhere, Tesla's ride-hailing service is officially live in San Francisco. Although, pump the brakes for a second, it may not include the autonomous driving robotaxis just yet. Because as of now, California still has not permitted Tesla to offer robotaxi service, so I guess there's going to be a driver in the car. For more updates like that, come back next week. We'll be back Monday with some more headlines and stuff you might have missed. But before that, let's get into our AI update for the week. Maria, welcome back for another AI update this week. Got a lot to talk about this week, so happy to have you back.
Thank you, John. Happy to be here.
Of course. I'm going to kick it off the way that we do every week. So I wanted to ask you, in just the short time that we have not seen each other, what's an interesting AI thing that you've come across in that time period?
So there's a new launch happening in the UK that is by Google, and it's called the AI mode. Matt and I from the Mindstream team were invited to Google HQ in London to try out their new AI mode in search. It is available in the US and India. It's not available in the UK. Now it is. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it kind of redefines how we're going to search and how we're going to keep on doing all the searchies and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So instead of typing huge keywords and hoping for the best, you can just ask it like a normal person. You can go full chaotic energy.
Wow.
As you should.
As you should.
Let's say you want to go on a trip to Edinburgh and want to do something pretty huge. You say, I'm in Edinburgh this week. We want food, live music, etc., chill spots, but I don't want to do something touristy. And it basically gets it. Mm-hmm. It basically gives you what you need to do. So it breaks down your questions into parts, runs 20 to 90 searches at once, and it gives you the kind of results that normally dig by yourself.
Right.
It's powered by Gemini and Google Search, and it also lets you use voice or even photos. So you can point your camera or something and ask about it, and it gives you really good results.
Okay.
It doesn't just give you links, obviously. It gives you the actual context. So They're calling it the most powerful version of search ever. I believe them.
Okay.
There are some limitations, obviously, like the fact that there are still no initiatives for ads in the UK, and like
Right.
YouTube integration is a bit limited. So
Right.
as a visual learner, I need to have YouTube everywhere, but that's pretty cool. Early stages stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure that functionality will come. And I wanted to talk pretty much all about search today because, for instance, this AI mode, like we've had it in the US for maybe a little bit. I don't know exactly how long. I see it in my Google and I just never go over to the tab because I'm just afraid. What I'm getting, there's a lot of similarities to ChatGPT, Perplexity. They're really trying to bring Google into the AI age. Let's talk about that because AI search is doing very well. About 1 in 5 searches now include AI overviews. I'm sure that's going to continue even more in this next year. Those searches have resulted, though, in a lot less clicks for websites. So when Google shows you your AI summary or your now AI mode, users kind of click through to other sites only 8% of the time. So are we seeing like just a huge shift over here? I know it's been documented before, but especially now with AI mode coming to Google, it seems like we're seeing a big, big change.
Yeah, I would say so. I think search as we know it is kind of over, in my opinion. Like AI overview now can show up, as you said, like up to, I think about 1 in 5 searches. And when they do, usually you barely click on anything else because it's giving you what you need. Like only 8% of people even bother to click the link. So the rest of people, they just kind of like take the AI summary and move on. I'm one of these people. So for brands and marketers, that's a nightmare, obviously.
Yeah.
You used to be able to tweak your own way. I think marketers used to tweak their own content online and you're either featured in the AI search or like you're invisible. No second page, no nothing, no pretty clicks. So marketers are spiraling. If I was, still doing what I used to do back like 10 years ago, I would have probably freaked out. But people are trying everything from posting on Reddit to building hyper-specific FAQs, just, to show up in responses. I don't think it's about SEO anymore. They're calling it like GEO or AIO. I think they need to find ways to make it a bit simpler because that's a lot of vowels in my opinion.
Yeah, a ton of vowels, too many.
Basically, trying to optimize from a black box. But here's the thing. Maybe the shift isn't all bad. And AI isn't just serving up what's popular, it's prioritizing what's useful. I don't think it's about getting attention anymore. It's now about actually solving the thing rather than someone searching for it. So it is scary, but also kind of like refreshing because we're moving from how do I get clicks to how do I actually help, which is what we need right now.
Yeah, for the consumer, it's better because you get the answer you need faster than you would otherwise. But maybe for marketers and brands and websites that drive their revenue off of clicks and website visits, it's not good for them. But
Nope.
I think there will kind of be this shift over time, it seems like, where ads can perhaps get integrated more. I think it's awesome being a Wild Wild West right now, just as a person that doesn't like seeing ads. But I think for these companies, I think they're going to find a way to spend that money and get in there and also, what you mentioned, amend their results.
Yeah.
So that instead of searching, for example, like running shoes, when you search very specific running shoes that will like help my arch support and blah, 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 these companies can start making their products sound a lot more specific to kind of attach to your specific search and be the resolution that you're looking for rather than just like something else that you can see as an option. So it seems like there's going to be a technique over time, but right now we're kind of living Wild Wild West style where everybody's going crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I think I asked someone at Google yesterday. I was like asking about SEO specifically because I worked with SEO my entire career.
Yeah.
And she said SEO isn't that, but it is evolving. And so Google used to kind of like reward relevance and like backlinks. And now AI cares more about usefulness.
Right.
So instead of like, as you said, like trying to look up for like running shoes, for example, I have flat feet. So instead of ranking for running shoes, they need to be more specific for like hyper specific questions, which is best running shoes for flat feet under $150. So it's basically about gaming for the algorithm and more about like being the best answer in the room. We need just specific stuff,
Yeah, and on the other hand with this, a lot of websites are getting traffic from AI. Here's a stat. AI referrals to top websites were up 357% year over year in June, reaching like 1.13 billion referrals from AI. So that means you type in your question and then you link out to another website, and that happened over 1 billion times. which maybe isn't as much as normal, but people are still searching, and Google search still accounts for the majority of traffic. But it seems like these other players are just starting chipping away, like ChatGPT, Perplexity. With my experience with AI models like ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude, I find it tough to sometimes click out to these websites. They kind of want me to stay on the platform, it feels like.
Yeah, I think traffic in general from AI, especially if it's like ChatGPT, was just the most used ones specifically. I think ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity is up 357% year over year is a huge percentage. It's insane. But honestly, to be perfectly clear, I think Google still sends the vast majority of traffic and their referrals. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's 190 or 91 billion referrals in June alone, which is insane. So we're not in full Google zero territory yet, but some publishers are acting like it's doomsday. And the real story is that AI referrals are growing fast, especially in news and like e-com. Yahoo, The Guardian, Reuters, they're already seeing big spikes. So it's early days, but the landscape is definitely shifting. And if you're a brand or publisher, you can't afford to ignore it. A lot of shifts happen. It happened with the start of SEO and with the start of everything else. And now the new shift is also happening. It's like a whole new evolution. And we need to follow suit rather than kind of fight it, in my opinion. So, people are going to freak out, but we have to push through and find new ways to market ourselves because the world is running really fast rather than backwards. AI is helping everyone. AI is making everything accessible. We need to also make our own products more accessible for people.
Yeah, totally. And last thing I wanted to ask you personally is what you use for search right now. Do you have a primary source that you go to for all your searches nowadays?
I go for ChatGPT. I think I'm going to start using the Google one because it's pretty good. And the more you're specific, the better the product, the better the end product. And it kind of like blew my mind.
Wow.
So for now, it's just ChatGPT. I think trauma dumping also on ChatGPT is very nice. So I like it so much. And it's more human. Like It feels like you're talking to someone, as creepy as it is. But sometimes you need quick answers. You need someone that could listen.
Right.
And it gives you exactly that. It gives you the exact answers tailored to you. And yeah, love it so much.
Wow, good to know. I'm still a Google search guy. I'm still in that world.
As a millennial.
I know, as a millennial, but I think I need to transition soon. So that's good to know. Well, thanks, Maria. Appreciate you coming on today again to talk all about search.
Yeah.
And I'll be seeing you again in like another 5 days or so, probably.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
All right, and that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get signed up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at The Hustle Daily. We'll see you Monday. Hey everybody, I've been listening to this great podcast lately. It's called Latinx in Power, hosted by Thaisa Fernandez, and it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. So Latinx in Power is a podcast that features interviews with top-level executives, entrepreneurs, and innovators from Latin America, aiming to demystify the tech industry by providing listeners with an insider perspective and insights from Latin American leaders who have succeeded in their fields. A lot of great episodes on this one. My personal favorite recently was an episode with Isabel Alvarez, who is a graphic designer that designs cookbooks. She has 15 years of experience blending editorial design, branding, and experiential design. She really views design as a catalyst for meaningful social change, so I think this is a great episode to get you going with this show. You can listen to Latinx in Power wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, look. Side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes. And you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link? You don't want to sleep on this.